The Gemara begins on Kuf Testament al Tana Rabbanan. Tana Rabbanan, we learned in the Brisa. The rabbi taught in the Brisa. Chayav adam l'sameach banav uvnei beso baragel. A person is obligated to make happy banav, his children, uvnei beso, and the people and his children, the people in his household, baragel, on Yom Tov, on the holiday, on the Shalosh Regalim, meaning Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot. There's a mitzvah of making, of obligation to make your family happy. Shenemar, as it says in the pasuk, v'samachta b'chagecha. That is the halacha of the Brisa, that you should rejoice on your holiday, v'samachta, and we're learning that you have to make them happy. We're going to see two opinions as to exactly how you fulfilled that obligation, but there's only one obligation, only one mitzvah in the Brisa, and that is v'sameach your banav v'lebeso. V'mevesamchem, how do we make them happy? V'mevesamchem, how do we make them happy? B'yayin. The Tanna Kama says, through wine. Bi here means through. Through giving them wine, that's how we make them happy. Rabbi Yehuda says, Anashim b'ray lahem, v'nashim b'ray lahem. That men, you give them what's fitting to them, and women, you give them what's fitting for them. Again, that's the end of the Brisa. The Brisa, Rabbi Yehuda's opinion, does not clarify exactly what you give to women. He just says you give them what's fit for them.
Jewelry.
Now, it's nowhere does it say what you give. The Gemara continues and tries to explain that. Anashim b'ray lahem b'yayin. Men, what's fit for them. This is explaining the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. You give them wine. The nashim b'mai, and women, what do you give them? So the Gemara is going to answer a question by quoting a brisa. The brisa says, "Tani Rabbi Yosef b'Bavel bigdei tzivonim." Rabbi Yosef taught in a brisa. In Bavel, they gave them bigdei tzivonim. They gave them colored clothing. Be'eretz Yisrael, in Eretz Yisrael, what do they give women on Yom Tov? Bigdei pishtan meguhatzim. They gave them clothing made out of linen, which was pressed, and we explain generally that's white. Okay, so that's the Brisa, which tells us that how do you make a woman happy according to the Brisa, based on the Gemara, by giving them clothing. Not giving them jewelry. There's a mention in the Gemara mentioning giving them jewelry. That's only mentioned in the Rambam. That's the Gemara. Until now, we have the obligation of Sameach your banav v'lebeso, to making your family happy. We have ways to do it, okay, and we're ready to go. That's the end of this piece of the Gemara. The Gemara continues with another Brisa, Tanya. This Brisa is going to tell us a difference between the way that they used to make people happy on Yom Tov versus the way they currently make people happy on Yom Tov. Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira Omer. Yehuda ben Beseira says, line 16, at the time, during the time that the Beis HaMikdash was around, was in existence, ein simcha ella. There is no simcha ella unless there's meat. Meaning you have to give meat in order to eat meat, in order to be b'simcha on Yom Tov. Shenamar, as it says in the pasuk, "V'zavachta shlamim ve'achalta sham v'samachta lifnei Hashem Elokecha." A long pasuk. You should slaughter shlamim. You should bring a korban shlamim. Shlamim is a korban that they'd eat part of it and give part of it to Hashem. You eat that korban sham by the Beis HaMikdash v'samachta, and you rejoice lifnei Hashem Elokecha before Hashem. So clearly, what do you see in the pasuk? Hashem wants us to go to the Beis HaMikdash, go eat meat, and be happy. Rejoice with me there. So you see clearly the way to do that is through eating basar shlamim, through eating this meat. That's the proof to the statement of Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira that says that the only way to have the simcha, to express it, is by eating meat. That was back in the day. But now, continues the Brisa, she'ein Beis HaMikdash kayim, that the Beis HaMikdash is no longer around, ein simcha ella b'yayin. There's no happiness ella unless you have wine, unless you drink wine. Shenemar yayin yisamach levav enosh, that wine makes makes happy Levav Enosh, the hearts of man. And again, we mentioned extra credit for anyone who can figure out where that pasuk is found in the davening of Rosh Chodesh. Okay, that is the second, it's really the third brisa on the page. And we're going to now hit pause.